Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to sift through the noise, find those compelling ideas.
And today's is definitely compelling.
It really is. We're looking at something that, well, it challenges how we think about our tech, our privacy. For years, right, we've sort of accepted data collection. It's the price for convenience, personalized ads, smarter apps, you know the drill.
That's the trade-off we think we're making.
Exactly. But what if there's something deeper? Something more maybe unsettling going on. What if that digital footprint isn't just about what you buy, but who you are? We're going to unpack a theory our sources call the cloud of souls conspiracy. Yeah, this deep dive is all about this provocative idea. Could everyday tech be used to map, store, maybe even influence, well, human consciousness itself?
It sounds like science fiction almost.
It really does. We'll look at how they supposedly do it, what the alleged endgame is, and there are these eerie reports suggesting it might not just be theory, it might be happening now.
Okay.
So let's start with something familiar. Cloud storage. You hear that? What pops into your head?
Dropbox, Google Drive, iCloud, somewhere to put my files, photo.
Digital locker, super convenient, keeps your phone from filling up. Practical, seems pretty harmless, right?
Yeah, totally benign, just utility.
But, okay, here's the twist. The cloud of souls theory. It argues that's just the surface level. Our sources are suggesting the real purpose of all this cloud infrastructure is, well, vastly different, much bigger than we've been told.
Okay.
Let's dig into what the material says about this hidden side.
Right. This is where it gets pretty unsettling, honestly. The sources talk about this hidden tech. They call it a neural mapping protocol.
Neural mapping protocol.
And it's supposedly embedded in the devices we use constantly. Your phone, yeah, but also smart speakers, fitness trackers, maybe even your smart fridge, who knows?
So it's not just listening for, hey, Siri.
No. The claim isn't just about voice commands or steps counted. It's deeper. This protocol, the theory goes, interprets and extracts something much more fundamental. Not just your vacation snaps, but tiny fragments of your brain patterns.
Whoa, okay. Brain patterns. What does that mean in this context? Like actual brainwaves?
Not literal scans, no. Within the theory, it refers more to subtle biometric and behavioral data. The tiny signals that correspond to your internal state. Think about it. Every scroll, every tap, every time you ask Siri a question or even, record a TikTok video, the protocol is allegedly grabbing microscopic data points. Not just what you do, but your fleeting emotions, your instincts, even subconscious thoughts.
Subconscious thoughts? How?
Well, the theory implies it's through analyzing micro-expressions picked up by cameras, voice tone shifts, typing rhythms, tiny hesitations, all these little digital tells.
Like and this data just gets uploaded.
Continuously, uploaded to the cloud without you really knowing. A real-time sort of extraction of your inner world. That's the claim.
Okay, so if this neural mapping thing exists, collecting all this incredibly sensitive data, what was the public reason? The cover story.
Right. Well, according to the sources, it was all sold as improving AI.
Makes sense.
Yeah, making virtual assistants better, algorithms smarter, developing more advanced machine learning.
Which sounds great on the surface. More responsive tech, smarter devices. Who wouldn't want that?
Exactly. It seems like progress. Better user experience.
But the theory says this was just a step towards something else.
That's where it gets really interesting, or maybe disturbing. The sources allege that a secret coalition of corporations and government...
A shadow organization.
Pretty much. Operating outside of public view. They supposedly realized something huge. If you collect enough of these neural patterns, these tiny fragments of consciousness...
You could do what?
You could, effectively. Reconstruct the essence of a person's mind.
Reconstruct the mind. Seriously.
Not just knowing what you like or search for, but digitally recreating you. Your personality, memories, emotions, how you think, how you decide things.
Wow.
The theory posits that entire soul profiles, that's the term they use, of billions of people, have already been built, stored on massive hidden servers. Billions. And they're not static, they're updated constantly in real time as you interact with your tech.
So like a living digital double in the cloud.
That's the staggering idea, yeah. A complete dynamic digital copy of you.
Okay, my head's spinning a bit.
Right.
If the shadow group can do that, rebuild minds digitally, what's the point? What's the ultimate goal? The end game?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe $1 trillion. The alleged goal, according to the sources, goes way beyond just having the data. It's described as a global experiment.
An experiment on what?
On humanity, basically.
Yeah.
To see if we can be simulated, controlled, or even, and this is the really chilling part, potentially replaced.
Replaced how?
The idea is first you create this perfect digital mirror of humanity, a full virtual copy of everyone's decided self. And once you have that mirror, the theory claims this coalition, the ones in control, could then decide which version of us survives, the original or the digital copy.
They could potentially switch us off and keep the simulation. Or control us through manipulating the digital profiles.
The implications are vast. Control seems more immediate, perhaps. Simulation as a means to predict and manage. Replacement is the most extreme sort of final step outlined in the theory. It puts the future of consciousness itself up for grabs.
That takes data privacy concerns to a whole new existential level.
Absolutely.
But then, the big question, is this just a wild theory, a what if, or is it actually happening? Our sources use this stark phrase, the cloud of souls has already gone live.
Yeah, that's a key claim. It's not just future potential, it's supposedly active now. And what's fascinating here, or maybe alarming, is that the theory connects this to strange reports that have apparently started surfacing, things people are experiencing.
So it's not just hidden servers, it's having real-world effects.
That's the suggestion, that the shadow organization is already testing its influence, testing the system.
What kind of reports are we talking about?
Okay, so the sources mention a couple of specific, quite unsettling examples. One is people claiming to hear voices at night, but not just any voices.
Whose voices?
Their own voices, sounding exactly like themselves, but saying things they claim they'd never think. Uncomfortable things, unsettling ideas, maybe wishes they'd never consciously entertain.
Like your inner monologue turned against you.
Kind of, yeah. Externalized, but twisted somehow. Then there's another type of report, online ads. Ads that are eerily tailored, not just to searches, but to people's darkest, most private fears.
So, beyond predicting I might want new shoes, it knows my deep-seated anxieties.
That's the implication, that the system understands your vulnerabilities, your psychological weak spots, and uses them to craft these really personal, maybe manipulative messages.
Okay, that is chilling. Because if the soul profiles are that detailed,
Exactly.
capturing subconscious thoughts and fears,
Yeah.
then the shadow group isn't just watching.
Right. They might be actively experimenting, testing how well they can influence you, nudge your decisions, maybe plant ideas.
By doing what?
By, as the source puts it, whispering back your own thoughts, twisted, using your own mind, your own profile against you.
Blurring the line between your own thinking and some external suggestion.
Wow. It's a very subtle, potentially powerful form of influence being described. So if we kind of connect all these dots, the cloud of souls theory is really asking us to rethink our entire relationship with technology.
Yeah, it shifts the perspective completely.
It suggests these devices aren't just tools, they're collectors. Constantly gathering these fragments of our minds, building these incredibly detailed digital profiles.
Profiles with the potential for simulation, control,
Yeah.
even replacement.
That's the framework of the theory, yes. It forces you to ask, what does it even mean to be you when there's this digital echo out there?
Which brings us back to that fundamental question the source leaves us with, doesn't it? What if all this data collection, all of it, isn't really about better ads or smarter AI, but about mapping and maybe ultimately controlling human consciousness itself?
It definitely makes you look at that phone on the table a little differently.
Yeah, it really does. Whether you see this whole cloud of souls thing as, I don't know, a crazy conspiracy theory, a cautionary tale, or maybe a glimpse of something real,
Yeah.
it undeniably makes you think hard about where we're headed, about technology, privacy, and that blurring line between our digital selves and,
Well, our actual selves.
the cost of convenience might be higher than we think.
It's something to definitely ponder. Thank you for joining us on this very deep dive.